If you find yourself dimming your light for other people or being afraid to shine, it may be because you feel responsible for the disappointment or what that may reflect back to them. And many times in childhood, what happens is we develop this survival mechanism that says that having attention is bad, or that not having attention becomes familiarized, becomes normalized. So what people then do is decide it's more safe to dim my light, to not get attention because attention may be bad, or to not most boldly express myself because of what that might make other people feel. Either a parental figure or a sibling. A lot of times being afraid to shine is connected to if there's a lot of siblings in the family. There can be a fear that if I express myself, if I show the real me, or I'm bold in any way, that you'll feel their tension somehow. So realize that may be holding you back now as an adult. Very often, the childhood energies that were normalized as kids become the thing as an adult. We don't realize, we can actually let that go. I know that's something I've had to work through, especially being on YouTube for 7 years now. But I've always been someone that, like, back in, I remember, especially back in, 8 or 10 years ago, if it was a birthday or something like that, if it was my birthday, I always felt a little bit weird about the whole happy birthday thing. People singing to you, giving you attention, it's like, it's this thing, there's this shadow around it. But very often I see people that hold themselves back from actually expressing their true selves because they're afraid of what that might be, afraid of other people's disappointment or what that might reflect back to other people. Now, something somebody asked yesterday on yesterday's Instagram Live was around, it was someone that wanted to be a yoga teacher but felt fake being a yoga teacher and stepping into being a yoga teacher. And I thought about that for myself because back in 2017, when I first started on YouTube, there were aspects of it that felt fake. Here I am talking into a camera, looking into a camera lens, which is not a person, and all the beliefs came up. Who am I to be making YouTube videos? Am I credible to be sharing these concepts? There were blocks around what will friends think? What will family think? Especially talking about more esoteric metaphysical concepts back, especially in 2017. It was a little bit more taboo. All these blocks came up. And what I had to eventually realize, yes, it's like imposter syndrome. What I had to eventually realize, though, that's a normal part of doing something new. Like, think right now of something that you've done that you feel confident in. What's something you feel confident in? What is it? Put it in the chat. Something that you feel confident in, what you'll realize is it's something you've done repetitiously, over and over and over again. And at one point, you were not confident in that thing. But then you did the thing, and then you became confident. Because confidence is trust. You started to trust in yourself. For me, it was getting into a flow state. But the more you do anything, the more confident you become. So the funny thing is, at one point, you may have not been confident in this thing. You did the thing, and now you're confident. Well, what was the determining factor? It was the reps. You put in reps. Maybe you got different experiences from putting in reps, but you put in reps. It was at one point fake, and then it became authentic. So one thing that I realized about, this person that's asking, like, I want to be a yoga teacher, but it feels fake. What I realized about myself back in 2017 is I was going to a 9-to-5 job, wearing a suit, dealing with controlling managers, having to be nice just to get through the day. You want to know what I realized? That was more fake making YouTube videos may be unfamiliar, but it's more the real me than the fake wearing a suit to work and talking and having to deal with controlling managers. So you can flip the script. What if you stepping into the unknown is the more real you? And you staying the same in the old reality may be more fake. You see the difference here? It can propel you to move in that direction. And that's what happened to me as I started to realize, wait, this 9-to-5 job thing, I don't like being told what to do. There's a dirty payoff though, because there's a predictable paycheck. But for you to become this next version of you, you have to have the courage to step into a new version of yourself. I had to develop a certain level of willpower, of discipline. So realize that as you become aware of these aspects, you begin to become more free. So maybe what's more fake is the old familiar reality that's just been on autopilot for so many years. Like the outshining, being afraid to shine energy. What if it's fake? Think about how fake that is. It's like I'm afraid to express the real me. I'm afraid to shine because if I shine, that person's not going to feel good. And they're not feeling good is my responsibility. Because I'm the eldest child or the peacemaking child in the family. Do you see? From a certain perspective, that could be considered fake. I'm not saying it's not real that you're feeling that way. Feelings stem from some form of belief. But literally, people hold themselves back, and we call it imposter syndrome. We call it all these names. And really all it's saying is, it's not familiar. It's not familiar. It's not familiar for me to do this thing, for me to be this way, for me to express the real me. So you can give yourself permission, and maybe you have to be the one to give yourself permission because as a kid, you weren't given permission. Maybe you weren't given permission to express the real you, to put yourself out there. For those that haven't heard as well, we are doing the 21-day Magnetic Abundance Challenge for if you want to learn how to live your purpose, remove self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, fear, doubt that's holding you back. Starts on September 25th. But we've had hundreds, we've got like 400 people that have joined so far. It's going to be epic. There'll be a lot of group energy. And it's early bird right now, which means you get lifetime access to all the replays. And then also you get that of 3 bonuses. One of them is a life purpose course that comes with meditations for helping you find your life purpose. The most important thing with this Magnetic Abundance Challenge that starts December 25th, you get in life a reflection of what you believe you deserve, what you believe you're worthy of. And if you begin to look at that within yourself, and you begin to normalize more love, joy, peace, and abundance, that's when you experience it in your life. That's what we're going to be focused on for the 21 days.